AULA F75 versus Ajazz AK820 Pro versus Kisnt KN85. And the real question is whether paying more here actually buys you a better keyboard, because all three promise that creamy, thocky sound out of the box. But one adds a little screen and a knob you may never touch, and the cheapest one might already sound and feel like enough. By the end, you'll know which one fits your desk. Let's break it down. Let's start with the thing that actually decides this, which is how they sound when you're typing at 11 at night, and whether your hands still feel good after a long session. All three are gasket-mounted with pre-lubed linear switches and layers of foam inside, so none of them needs modding to sound decent, and at this money, that's already unusual. The AULA F75 is the deepest and softest of the three, creamy first and thocky second, with keys that take barely any pressure. There's an opinion on the F75 that matches everything else I keep running into. For a stock budget keyboard, I'm in love with the sound, deep and creamy and really easy on the fingers. It feels heavy and substantial instead of light and rattly, and typing on it is a breeze. The Ajazz AK820 Pro lands in similar territory, with a full, poppy thock out of the box that people consistently call its best quality. The Kisnt KN85, on the other hand, goes brighter and clackier. And here's the part nobody tells you. It is loud. Owners keep mentioning they brought it to a shared office and had to swap it out the same day. And a few also noticed the spacebar rings at a higher pitch than the rest of the board, which an O-ring fixes in 2 minutes. If you care about typing feel, all three deliver. If you need to not annoy anyone, the KN85 is the one I'd skip. Sounding good is one thing. Feeling solid under your hands is another. The F75 is the heaviest here at just under a kilo, and that weight is a big part of why it feels planted, though the case is plastic and a handful of owners mention a little give when they press hard. The KN85 is right there with it, close to 2 pounds, with double-shot PBT keycaps and plastics that people repeatedly describe as way better than the price suggests. The Ajazz is the lightest of the three, and that shows a bit. One buyer points out the knob has some wobble to it, and a few keycaps do too, which doesn't ruin anything. But it's the kind of thing you notice next to the other two. Where they really separate is the extras. The Ajazz is the one with the little color screen, showing battery, time, connection mode, and even a GIF you load yourself. It's a fun thing to have, but I wouldn't buy this board for it, because even reviewers who love the keyboard say the screen doesn't do as much as they'd like. The knob is the genuinely useful part on both the Ajazz and the AULA, since it handles volume, brightness, and lighting modes without hunting for a function combo. The KN85 has neither, and its RGB is ambience only, because the keycaps aren't shine-through, so the legends stay dark. On software, all three are weak, but the Kisnt is the strictest about it, since remapping and macros only work on Windows, wired or over the dongle. That leads straight into how they connect, because the wireless story isn't identical either. All three run tri-mode with a 4,000 mAh battery, and on the F75 that means roughly 17.5 hours with the lights on and well over 200 hours with them off. Real-world reports back that up on the dongle. The catch on the AULA is Bluetooth, where owners report lag, dropouts, and repeated keystrokes, especially on Mac. If you're a Mac-first buyer bouncing between devices, that's the one I'd be careful with, and its 2.4 GHz mode is the safer route. The Ajazz polls at 1000 Hz wired and on the dongle, but drops to 125 over Bluetooth, so use the receiver for gaming. The KN85 quotes 2 milliseconds wired, 5 on the dongle, and 11 over Bluetooth, holds 3 Bluetooth devices, and stores its receiver magnetically underneath, which is a small thing you'll appreciate. On layout, all three are compact 75% boards that free up mouse space, but the Kisnt keeps the most, with home, end, page up, page down, and insert all intact. The F75's knob sits close to backspace, and people do hit it by accident at first. So where does the money go? The Kisnt is clearly the cheapest and spends everything on the hardware you touch, meaning switches, keycaps, and case, and nothing on a knob or a screen. The Ajazz sits in the middle and buys you the screen, the knob, and Mac-friendly behavior. The F75 costs the most of the three, and what that buys is the deepest sound, the most planted feel, and the biggest library of colorways. Here's the call. If you're buying one of these for yourself, I'd take the AULA F75 because the sound is the deepest of the group and it sits on the desk like something that costs more, and that's what you notice every single day. That said, if you want the most keyboard for the least money and you're typing alone in your own room, the Kisnt does the job for noticeably less cash. And if you're on a Mac, or you just want the knob and the little screen without paying the most, the middle option from Ajazz is the one I'd grab, as long as you plug in the dongle before you game. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Links below in the description.